Hi guys, Nick here. Have you ever wondered how to create a web series, especially one that gets more than 2 million hits? Well, last week I sat down with Katie Sheridan, one of my TAM members, and we had a chat about how she managed to get that to happen. Now, Katie started off as an actor and is still working as an actor a lot these days. You may know her from Genie in the House, the Nickelodeon show she used to do. And we began talking about, how did she get into this? She got a few friends together and began recording monologues straight to camera.
Filming it direct to camera was quite easy and quite a simple. So I wanted to keep that because we didn't have, huge budget and whatever. So it just made sense to evolve it from one talking head to friends, several talking heads set on Skype.
Right. So did you, how long in advance were you thinking? Did you think, well, this could run for a long time, or this might be just a month? This might be, what kind of?
I hoped it would run for a while, but initially I just focused on a first series and just to see, we created 16 episodes and we just wanted to see what our reaction would be to it. So I didn't think way past that.
And how long were the episodes that you were doing?
They've got longer as time's gone on, but originally they were sort of between 3 to 8 minutes, and now they're sort of between 3 to 12 minutes, I would say.
But that's a challenge in itself, isn't it? Actually writing through, a full story that lasts 3 minutes.
Yeah, not many of them are 3 minutes.
Yeah, no.
I think our pilot was about 4.5, something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's quite quick, and we only had 2 characters in the pilot, just her and the guy.
Right.
And the second episode, you've got the other friend, and
right.
Characters, more and more characters have come. We've got 21 people that have been in the series altogether now.
That's incredible. So that's how it's it took on a life of itself then.
Yeah.
So it just grew. And how many episodes have you done now?
We've done 48 actual main episodes.
Wow.
We've done bonus material, not including that. We've done extra like how-tos, like how to kiss, how to, do the, stuff around that dating world. But our main actual episodes that follow, a story arc with the characters and their love lives and dating each other and that sort of thing, it's 48 episodes over 3 series.
Wow. And what about like rewriting? Do you go through, do you sit in a room, 3 or 4 of you together, and go through the script and rewrite it? Or
Alex and I co-write it, so
right.
we get together, we brainstorm an arc for the series, what we think is going to happen for the characters, our main core characters, and then we'll plot out individually what we roughly want each episode to be about.
Right.
We'll do that like in a day, and then we'll get together for like a week solidly, and we'll just write the episodes over a week and then maybe another week, and then we send them to Phil, our director, and he looks over them, he gives us notes, sends them back to us, we then have another go over them, we send them back to Phil, sometimes he'll send them back again.
Yeah. And what about things like getting together the crew? Did you leave that to the director?
Have such, because we shoot it in this talking heads format, we have such a small team.
Yeah.
So Phil, our director, also does cameras, and his partner does our sound.
Right.
And that is our, Alex will come in and read sometimes in for characters and help out here and there. But it's a very small, because it's that talking heads format, you don't need such a huge. And then Phil's partner mainly edits the series as well.
So it's like a family thing then. So
yeah.
Now, is she an editor, or is she someone who's actually kind of like just helping you out to get things done?
She's an editor now. I think she learned for this because she wants to do that, and so she's learned. I think she edited show reels and things like that before as well. She's very good. But yeah, so she does do it.
It's one of the things that I find so attractive about this whole idea is that, that kind of thing can happen, is that you end up starting with, you'd actually never written a script before.
No.
Am I right? You'd never written a script before, and now you've got 48 episodes that you've done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She'd never been an editor properly before, but now she's edited all of these.
Yeah.
So the amount of experience that you get, and this is something for everybody else out there, I think the most important thing about this is that, you don't need an awful lot to start something, to get something going. But once you find a few other people, suddenly the energy starts to build, people
Yeah.
get involved, and you learn new skills.
Yeah, definitely.
And all of those, do you find some of those useful now, things that you've been through?
Yeah, I had to do things. So I do all the scheduling.
The scheduling, yeah.
Yeah, I do all the scheduling. So, like, you know, when we're going to film, who we're going to availability. I'm the one communicating with the cast, getting their availability, and all that can be. You get a real sense of like how difficult it is to make everybody's schedules work, and that's you have to be very organised and time management. You know, multitasking. It's made me better at that. I think
you're producing this, in fact.
Yeah.
You are actually a producer now.
Yes.
Because there's very little difference between what you're doing now and actually what happens on a kind of like a paid shoot. There's very little difference.
Yeah.
You might have a longer, maybe the scripts will be longer, maybe there will be more cast, things like that. But you're still facing every single one of the questions and dilemmas that anyone in the business has to face, come what may. So this is a really serious training ground for people, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, even the first series, obviously we cast it, and I got people in that I knew to come and audition for Phil, and just seeing it from that auditioning with people, gave me a chance to see auditions from a different perspective, like behind the camera.
And what did that give you something? Did that make you think, oh, I understand a little bit more about how people audition?
It did. Like some people because I know these people, these aren't strangers that I know these. Everyone I called in, I know is a good actor.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see some actors came in and were really on it and really good. And some actors came in and I know that they're better than what we saw. You know what I mean? Like I was like, Phil, they're better. Like you don't necessarily, not better. It's more about seeing your personality.
Yes.
So some of them came in and were very like professional, but I wouldn't necessarily have gauged their personality the way that I know them.
Right. And
you know, some of them I called them in because they are very personality wise, you know, they've already got what I was looking for.
So they're kind of almost cast. They cast themselves because they are who they are.
Yeah. So I learned from that about bringing your own personality in. So it can be depending on the role.
And did you find that then kicked into your your life as an actor?
Yeah, I think with auditions, touch wood, as you know, I feel like it's been a lot better. You know, I had a bit of a lull, and I was quite anxious about castings and things.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I was doing that too professional thing, like going in and trying to be like perfect, and actually I think it's easier to go and just try and give a sense of you know. I learned that, and it was helpful to seeing it is one thing. Obviously then you've got to try and put that in practice. It's not always easy, is it?
And did that make that change of attitude, that you seeing it, that it is about sharing who you are and being who you are, because that's what they want? Did that make a difference to work that you got?
I think so, yeah. It made me feel more comfortable to go in and be a bit more bold, be a bit more free. I've had a lot more acting work come in, touch wood, since I've been doing the web series, and I've learned a lot in different. It's not just because of that; it's obviously lots of things, but I definitely think it has taught me a lot.
And has it given you any sort of emotional, strengths, or has it revealed anything you thought, I didn't know I could do that, or are there any challenges you overcame?
Yeah, there's been lots, because it's always, you've always got challenges because you're working with lots of people, and we haven't got a big budget. So again, working with limited means and things like that. So it is a challenge to get things ready, to get people, to get everyone motivated, to get it going. Like, it takes a lot of work, and it took a lot of time. Like, we shot the pilot and then we didn't actually shoot the actual rest of the series for months in between, because we had to figure out stuff, and we had to now it's so much easier with the writing because we know our cast really well, and so they almost kind of write themselves. But with the first series, when we'd only just really cast it and we didn't know, it's a lot harder because you're trying to figure out, you're going along and you're trying to figure out who these people are, whereas by the end these characters so well. It's much easier with the writing now.
Absolutely. So what about the technical side with like editing? Oh, so you talked about editing, but the music and things like that. Do you have
music? So I guess the main thing with this is, like, I called in favours everywhere, left, right and centre, I've called in favours everywhere. And so there's a guy called Davey Fairbanks. He's very talented. He writes, he directs, he sings, he's a musician, he does everything.
Yeah, yeah.
He had a song that he'd written, it's called Let It Go, and he played it to me one time, and this was before this series had come out, but we'd already filmed, and I was like, oh my god, I love this song, can I have it as my theme tune, can I use it on the show, you know, as our theme tune? And he was like, yeah, okay.
Wow.
So then we've used that on every episode. We have this song, and we made a music video for it, which so
this is, I mean, what's I'm becoming so clear to me is how many people are benefiting from this then. You know, obviously
benefiting from it, and also, I mean, it's got his music out there, but he's also done us a massive favour by
sure. So
it is a collaborative process. Obviously, I've been behind it, and I'm driving it because it was, you know, my idea to do it. So Alex and I together, obviously, you know, drive it and Phil. But at the same time, it's hugely collaborative. There's so many people that have worked hard on it.
Yeah.
You know, make it.
And how many people how many hits are you getting now? How many 48 episodes?
Yeah, we've had over 2 million views on our channel. So that's quite nice. Yeah. Over 2 million views on our channel.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So there's tips you can do. So we went to a YouTube thing, like they contacted us and wanted to do a partnership scheme for YouTube.
Right.
And they give you tips about what you can do to improve your hits. So there's things like, there's an end card that you can put on the end of each episode, where you actually ask people to subscribe, and you say, oh, click here, and then you put a thing on the screen, a button that they can click, you know. You want people to binge watch your series, so you can make it that your videos just instantly go to the next one.
Absolutely.
That's very important. You know, things like that I'd never really thought about.
Yeah, absolutely. So those, I mean, they're things I have to do all the time for Total Audition Magician, using the end cards and annotations and getting people to subscribe. These skills are actually much more useful now for people. I think they are. You know, doing this yourself and learning a bit about YouTube is very useful. There's no doubt about it. The other thing, of course, you can do is you can go live on YouTube now.
You can. We haven't done that yet. We haven't.
No, it'd be like, you know, the Coronation Street, you know, going live. That's not found. Going live. You know. It's amazing. It can happen though. So what about any sort of, like, if you were going to pass on tips and tricks for people who, you know, who might be keen on the idea of trying something like this, what are the things you'd say you absolutely must do? What are the things you'd say you absolutely mustn't do?
Yeah.
Any kind of like bits and pieces you go, yeah, this would be a good idea?
I think work with people you like and that you get on well with, because you're going to be spending a hell of a lot of time with them. Yes. Like, so you know, it is a collaborative process. You surround yourself with good people. People that, you know, and like, don't be afraid to work with people more experienced than you. Everybody that I was working with pretty much was more experienced than me. Alex
raises your game, absolutely.
Yeah, Alex was already a writer, you know, and we were co-writing it together. Phil had done TV production for years, you know, so people that I was going in with had already done a lot, you know, but that's okay, because then, you know, you learn, and that's fine, you know. And if people like your idea, they'll come in with you. You know, if you build something, people will come. I would say. Yeah,
absolutely.
I would say avoid. It's one of those things. You want to make something because, you know, as I said, like, a lot of people are saying to me, oh, you know, make something and that kind of thing. But I guess do it around something that you're passionate about and that you're going to enjoy. Yes. Again, so if you're just doing it for the sake of, I'm going to make something because I really need to make something, you know, it's going to be, but you're not passionate about your idea. You're going to spend so much time on it. Yes. It's going to go much quicker and be a much more fun experience if you like the thing you're doing. Sure. And so with this series, obviously, I've put myself as the lead, but I've made sure that you know, the characters are, you know, Connor Mills, who plays Doug, is very talented, you know, around me. He's very good, you know, and I tried to give his character interesting things to do. The same with Kirsty, who plays Jana. We tried to spread it out equally. We tried to make, you know, I talked to the cast. I tried to have communication about what they want to do. And, you know, obviously to an extent you are driving it, but you want to communicate with people and make sure that they're on board and that kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah. So any other final thoughts on, you know, after the whole thing, is there anything you definitely would do differently now at the beginning?
We didn't know about the YouTube stuff, so with series we could have probably benefited from knowing that. We only started doing like the end cards and stuff from sort of series 2 onwards.
Yeah.
We didn't know about that stuff until having them, so I guess we sort of went into it a bit not blind with YouTube, but I wouldn't say I knew much about YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, Phil's from a TV background and Alex, you know, with the writing, so none of us were massive YouTubers really, like, to start with. So the things like the end card and the binge watching, like, you know, with the videos going on, we didn't really do all that initially, so we probably lost a bit of time with stuff like that.
But you'd recommend that though now?
Yes, exactly.
Because it creates, you know, viewer retention. You know, they stay, they you know, they binge watch, and they might click on, and might they come on to your personal websites and things like that? Do they? Yeah,
we have a website, and with it we've got links to our YouTube, our Instagram. You know, I would say it's really important to have a social media presence.
Yeah. And what about that? How do you connect to social media then?
Well, we set up a Facebook page, an Instagram page, a Twitter page. You know, we follow people that we think would like to see, people that are interested in comedy and have followed other web series and things like that.
Yeah.
The cast, people that they're going to be friends with. You hope that they'll have a look. But we have a website and we've got it all on one page. So
what about a mailing list? Do you have a mailing list to all the subscribers?
We do. With your subscribers, it automatically emails them every time. If somebody subscribes to your channel, set it up that it does automatically send them an email every time you release a video. So we have that our subscribers will get emails when we release our videos.
Yeah, they get notifications of that.
Yeah. And we do things in schedule, and we advertise way before we go out. So we put up like this, you know, the next series is coming out in.
Yeah. So you actually treat it the way you would like as if it was a movie. You
I guess so.
You start giving people advance warning, which builds an interest.
Yeah.
And as they get, you know, they think it's coming now, it's next week, and so they get interested and excited in that. So I mean, these are all exactly the same skills, you know, that the business is doing all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think there's something, you know, one of the takeaways I get from talking to you about this is that this is actually replicating the business itself.
Yeah, I guess
it really is. You know, it's very easy to think, you know, YouTube is just that thing you flick on with your camera, you know, but actually the skills and techniques that you're learning and using and utilizing are ones that, as we said earlier, you know, you can use anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, do you think you guys would step up a level? Do you think you're going to try and see if you're going to get a script together or something? Have you thought that way for?
Yeah, we've been talking about you know, whether we could write, you know, a pilot based on it, like sort of loosely inspired by it, or a film or something like that. We have been, you know, we're in talks about that. We've had some meetings about that recently.
Yeah.
And we've got plans for another series and things like that. So you know, it's something that we're building on. We've entered it into festivals as well. We've been nominated. We went to Rain Dance. We got nominated there, and it's definitely. You know, I found it overall, you know, I'm proud of the series, but it's done a lot for me. Like, I've been invited to things as a creator. And I was like, really? I'm a creator? Oh my God, I'm a creator. You know, you just don't even think about it. But it's definitely opened up doors by doing that. It's, you know, and it's made me want to do more. It's made me want to write more of my own stuff, and it's made me want to produce more, and, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's an incredible thing, because when you first started this, the whole, you know, the ball rolling, you weren't in that space, were you?
No, not at all.
Know, as a thing, you know, it felt that possibly would have felt now, you know, a little bit daunting, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you just stepped into it. Just, you know,
you don't really, you can't fully know or prepare until you're doing something. You know, and sometimes it's hard to feel ready for something you've never done.
That I couldn't agree more. I mean, that whole thing of, you know, being ready. Will you ever be ready for something? When will I be ready? So there's never a time that you're ready. You just have to jump. You've got to jump and trust it, you know. But look, I mean, I think that's fascinating. And I want to just, you know, say thank you so much for coming along and having a chat about that.
That's all right.
Wonderful. And I'm going to pop this down, and I hope people will come along and see Katie's site and follow the show and subscribe to the channels. That's it, you know. Thanks, And we'll keep you posted, because I'm going to make sure that we let everybody know now when you guys are out there doing things, and you let me know, and we'll keep everyone informed.
Thank you, Nick.
But listen, lots of love and great to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's all right.
Bye. Cheers, Katie. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Now, where's me? How do I turn this off? This is this thing. Where's the blinking out? There it is. There you go.